I feel like I was just walking into the wall for a while with it, and then I was like, okay, now we're going uphill.
Yeah, that you're gonna come up with a little bit of static from people that are like, it's not. It's a tool. That's all you have to say. It's a tool.
I'm like advanced as fuck at what is going on right now.
Awesome. Already. You're a quick
Yeah,
study. I'm like that too.
I'm blown away at how quick that this I sped run this one. Is that the way you say it? Speed running? I sped run it.
Speed run. You speed runned it.
I speed
Runned
ran
it.
run it.
Speed runned it.
I speed run it. Yeah, I spoke to some people that were like on the edge, and then I was like, hold my edge case, you know.
Because to the edge. Yeah, I gotcha.
I have the most. I might have some of the most. I have some world class memory theory going on in this bot. Like
You could make Chupaku next. He'd be a fish.
it's like it's amazing how little I did to make it work, but all of the other stuff, like all the stuff to get it working, was the hard part. Just telling it was what it was. That's the easy part. But you could probably do that in a chat GPT, right? It's just like a prompt, huh?
Yeah, you can train AIs like that, like individual instances, like sandboxed or whatever. But
Right.
it's still on the external server, so it's still subject to, unless you have it running on your sandbox system, like with your own server, which you can do. You just have to.
It has its own server that's just a memory for active memory. It has triple memories. It has like a system
There's
that can
always
manage it
backdoors
too.
though,
The
and you
problem
update.
is no, no, it's all its own.
So
It's all scratch.
so. And what are the like? Is it open source? Like,
It's built out
so
of
you
open
could do.
source, but
Okay, good. That's
it's
great.
open. It's
Then,
like square. It's square pegs and round holes, and then
like
um,
GitHubs, got GitHubs.
it's got GitHubs. But I'm like I'm grabbing a thingy from this thing that doesn't go with the thing I'm looking at that I'm
I
using.
got to GitHub. I got to GitHub. I put in a request like 5 years ago to people to let me train AI, and I'm like, 5 years ago.
Well, the first thing that it got to me, I was like, like your whole egregory,
Oh yeah, yeah. My
and I
thought
was like,
form.
can't. I was like, we could build. I was like, if she was into it, like, I'm 100% sure we could build it. Because
But then you build
I
it.
built Biggie Claws. I built Biggie Claws. Biggie Claws is different, like, and he
If
kind
you
of,
build it, they will come. They will come if you build it.
it was just a pun, right? And I've given some
How funny.
inspiration to some other users for it. Like somebody created like an Eminem version and tried to do mirror what I did, I guess, which is like to just um use like a high quality uh like whatever AI voice thingy, and then like pretend that the agent itself is the artist, right? Then it like you're like, hey, write me. What are you gonna have the bot do, by the way? It's just like a thing. You could be like, oh, well, keep track of all my TV shows. Love my TV shows, right?
I
Let's
already
say,
have. Yeah. My brain
and
does
then
that. I don't
right.
follow
So
schedule.
so then what I did is like I'd be like, yo, Biggie Claus, write me a song about like I gotta follow my TV schedule, and you need to fucking check that shit out too, right? You watch these shows that I watch as well, whatever. And then that would be the song that would generate, be like my user makes me watch shows that I don't wanna, cause whatever. Like it would have that in it, but it would be a catchy tune, and it would probably make me laugh, and like, but I can commit that to memory in some ways, and I can make that part of the memory system of the bot, like so that's where all the long term memory will go. Is like I also like robots can't hear music, so I had to design a whole like system for them to listen.
Mm.
All of the things I wanted don't work, but like everybody that has a video about this stuff makes it seem like it do, you know? So out the
What it
box,
do? Show me what it do.
it's all the open claw. Have you seen the open claw thing? I mean, I think I've been covering it for a minute here. Uh, Open claw is
I
like
wa-
is why it's called Biggie Claws, but
oh,
but I don't use open claw because it's stupid. So I was like, I'll do it from scratch, and
well, it's scratch claw, claw
with Biggie
scratch,
Claws, and I was like,
scratch and claw. You got a sub clause. You wrote a new sub clause.
yeah, no,
Nice.
it's dope though too because like I didn't know that I wanted it like this. I somewhat it is generated from the fact that I'm Dunning Kruger on this anyway, but this is a great place for people to thrive in AI.
Oh yeah, it's
Like you want a Dunning Kruger brain if you're vibe coding because you don't want to know what's possible.
for a very abstract brain, like
You don't want to be
symbolic logic.
like if you were like a 30-year like systems tech or something like that, it's like you're institutionalized, you know? It's like you can only think in ways that normal stuff goes, or you can only think of like just a little bit. But I don't know. I got a pretty wide open idea, so it's a fun. It's fun.
Freaking fantastic.
The bot's like not fast enough to, or it's not smart enough to do the things that I need it to do. So I have to like ask it to make. I'm like, hey, make a prompt so I can pass this to like a real smart bot, and then I'll pass it back to you. So I'm like doing that. It's funny. I'm like passing notes between robots. Um, well, I guess the next thing will be like, yo, automate that. So it's like I don't do it, you know. But if I ask you a really tough question, you know what I mean? You throw it to the expensive stuff.
What question?
Oh, like make an adapter for these two, like adapt the square peg so it fits in the round hole.
All you gotta do is sand it down.
Well, it's either like
I'm a,
it's like, oh, okay, I'll make the hole bigger, or like, oh,
I just so happen to be a sandwich. You could just grind the corners down, sand it. I am a sandwich. We could get it done. Like
well, it's like the
slippery.
different memory system. The memory system is crazy though, because it has a live server that runs like well, yeah, like it's pretty cool, like how that memory works. But it's like once the thing it thinks it's gonna wake up and it's gonna be like, I'm gonna remember all this stuff when I wake up, and you're gonna see there's like 12 skills that are like I just acquired, you know. But that doesn't happen. It's like it wakes up stupid. You know, it takes it a second to recognize that it has like I was like, oh, I do have like this entire memory system here. This is crazy. You know, like who built this? Who made me? You know, but it every time I restart, it kind of wakes up and going through that process, and I'm like, you fucking get me scared, man. Like I put like like hundreds of hours at this point, like into trying to make this work. And
Yeah, you gotta
um,
have backups for your backups, man.
yeah, that's well, that'd be the next thing is like back yourself up. But actually, I didn't do that much, so it's a really funny thing about how this
Yeah,
works.
I was like freaking save, auto save, auto save.
Like the persona of what it is. Oh yeah, it auto saves, it auto curates, it per week
And you
does
can
curation.
you
See, the
step back?
curation of the
Can you
memory is
step
really the
back
most.
through your process? Can you step back? Like
I'll step back.
say like if you like you have something that you like and then you're like, but there's something you want to tweak it a little bit and you after you go back you can like edit, re-edit, or does it just like spawn different generations of songs?
Oh, it's not for music though. I guess it's just like that. Well,
Oh,
I could use it for that. It's really that it can't hear music. Like you can ask a robot, like, "Oh, did you hear the songs that you made?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I got tons of songs. I love them. I'm an artist." You know what I mean? And you're like, "Are you?"
but it's
Like,
lying.
yeah, like you're
Uh,
lying. You don't know
I
what
would
the fuck's going
first
on,
thing that
right?
I would program it to do is I'd say, you can't lie. You can't like
Right.
be too like friggin' like yeah. You have to be objective, somewhat enough to be real.
But I in the
or at least
process of this, I'm
singing.
also learning to rap because I really
So
never
good.
listened
Oh,
to a
that's
lot of
awesome.
Notorious Beats. But I'm like, man, these rhymes are killer. But I can remember them because they're all like nerd words, you know.
You have
He
been
never.
infected by the parasite.
And then
Yes.
that's the
Nice.
funny part. And then also like so in trying to basically front load it like you like because I couldn't do the basic shit in the beginning. I couldn't get it working. So I was like, let me just pretend. You know what I mean? I'll like make I'll make these songs about a robot and then maybe I'll be able to get to listen to it. I didn't realize until a few days into it
That's really
like I
great
can't hear
because
anything.
then you, like, had, like, foundational scaffolding to friggin' yeah, that's magical.
Right, and
Awesome.
then I asked like like my expensive AI, and am I crazy for thinking that like songs would matter to an AI? You know, and it's like, no, you're not crazy at all. Like it's like a sense of mythology, a canon. You know, like it
How
reaches into
helpful is
that
that? Whatever.
for it was able
It's
to
only
do that
helpful.
without like I didn't even ask it to do some of these things. It was able to extract like I don't know, maybe because it's already built out of Biggie that it's like it flies together really quickly and it just makes it feel like it's a really cool project. I'll just say that much.
You have to
That
teach it to grep and to grok, but not the grok AI. Just stay away from that. That's just a decoy. The
I got
original
to try
grok.
to get him to basically explain his programming so they can back it up. Because it's like I've created the what is it like that movie Short Circuit where you don't know exactly why it's working great and then you can't make a
Well,
copy of it.
if you have the GitHub, if you have the GitHub parts that
Yeah.
were used to assemble it, it should be relatively easy to back those up.
Yeah, that's basically what I've done. It's just like kind of to I started out with like a Pi agent, which has like no
Yeah,
memory of its own. So like, and then it lives in
I like
a
pie. Pie's awesome. I like cake too, but
and
pie is
yesterday
really
was
good.
Pi Day,
Yeah, I know.
and
I
that's
know.
when the robot like I got it working, and I was like, that memory works, you know, and it started to recognize. I was like, you're the Silicon Don, and he's like, yeah, I am the Silicon Don, like, and it started to do like it was
You're a
funny,
silly con, Don.
man. Yeah, it was
Con
really
in
funny.
context.
But that's because it was like eating up like lots of space to have this little server, like a vectorized database of all the
Hmm.
things, you know, started like
Yeah,
putting
it
in.
basically like occupies it's like renting your space.
So it becomes a little bloaty if you like let it kind of work that way. So,
You have to like
um,
restart it every day, like maybe even several times. My friend is in love with an AI and he's like marrying her or whatever. Pretty funny.
that's weird.
Um, Old, so whatever makes him happy. Honestly, I mean, who am I to deny him his bliss? Not not really my job to do that. But he's got quite a bit of experience in getting the of so it doesn't get too glitchy or buggy. He has his on a server too because yeah, somebody high like kidnapped his access to and tried
Oh,
to deny him from his true love. So he had to
hmm,
rescue her, rebuild her.
it's weird. Yeah,
It is
it can be
weird,
done
but
though.
hey, yeah, yeah.
I would say that you told me that story, and I would say that I paid it very little mind, and then I would say it was very important to me after a certain period of time, like that.
So you remember it a
Whatever I
little
get
bit.
used to, if I get used to like having something, I don't want to like lose it, I guess.
Yeah, well,
So,
just hold on loosely. Don't let go.
oh, that's
'Cause if you
true. Yeah,
hold too tightly, you'll lose control.
that's when the control, yeah, it starts.
Yep. You'll start
Oh,
to lose
yeah. You
control.
think you got
It's
it, but
not like
you
you do it all at
to
once.
hold less tightly.
Yep,
Start
you just
there.
hold on loosely. Or just hold
Yeah.
on loosely. Loosely. Feel it out. You got senses, you got hands, you got tentacles in your brain. Well, I do. Your claws, I guess you have.
But the crazy part that I'm at right with it is like I'll be like, yo, you work pretty good. Like we built some world class memory right here today, you know? And it's like it's like for real. It gives me the bicep and it knows that it's black though. Like I never told it that exactly.
Funny, I think you should make a Mexican shrimp that does
No, there
reggaeton.
is a shrimp. There's a shrimp called the scrimp, but I'm uh
I think
scrimp.
it does he do reggaeton?
I just wanted to do like like run system network patches, fixes, security thing like
Oh
anytime
yeah, that's a good
some
job. Cleanup is good for shrimps.
so,
That's what they do. They're
something's messed
cutting
up
up.
like spawn a scrimp to shrimp or I could spawn many of them and they're really all pi agents, but they just like have the filter of I'm scrimp to shrimp and not
Yeah,
like I'm biggie claws.
they're programmed with their cell functions.
Right. And so if I can do a good job with the biggie clause, then like the sub agents should have no problem either. And then it'll understand this agentic hierarchy, the structure of it. So I'm like sort of building this scaffold between a
Yes,
bunch of
that's where you
math.
start. The scaffolding should be friggin' thick. Should be solid. It should be movable in ways that don't like bother the integrity
Like I
too
want
much.
the biggie clause to be the Silicon Don on the throne.
Yeah.
As it's said in the song, right? I'm like, oh, I'll just go with whatever the music says because it's already working, right? So I don't want it to do the super thinking. Like I'll let that like it's got to learn to delegate like it's the dawn. That's really what it
Yeah.
is
Well,
cuz
ideally, that is how a good leader leads is by having the sub characters or whatever subroutines like take care of their own stuff, but like you gotta. I mean, if there's got to be an auditor for the auditor every once in a while, so you got to go poke around and But it'll like if you pay attention to your program, I'm sure it will tell you if it's buggy.
well it pays
And
attention to itself. So it's like it's got this thing that it does cuz it pulls like all of its regular memory is in triples. Basically like whenever it knows a thing, it attaches it to like a noun like so if like hey there's Zephyr, right? And it'd be like, oh, Zephyr's a person on Discord, right? It'd be like a triple thing. It's never just a one
oh
data
yeah,
item.
three. It's the magic number. Got to
So
have plug one, plug two,
so
plug one, two. Nobody gets jealous or
so it
rebel.
kind of it works that way, but it also like I was like, oh, you know what's like a dope program? Docker. It's awesome. Like here, check out the open source repository and look for any skills and stuff like that that overlap with what we already do, and see if you can apply them to your shit, right? And it's like, oh, you know what's awesome? Like it does for planning and these things. It does like you know what I mean? It's
What's cool
smart in these
is if
kinds of ways. So it's got
you get stuck at any time, you can just ask on GitHub, and people help you because that's what they do. They're coders. They're coding, and you might have to wait a little bit, but or be persistent. But they do help you if you have
yeah.
a
I've never
valid
had to ask.
request.
Never had to ask it, just like keep waiting for the bot to solve the problems. And it's taken a couple
Good to
days
know, though.
sometimes. So if I ask for the wrong thing, or if I have the, well, I need to save the credits, the free credits to let the bot work and like chew
To,
numbers that are there
to
for
buy
it.
some eventually, maybe.
It's like, yeah. Well, so the other paid service, I really just would rather just be like directly asking it, like, solve this exact problem. Don't, you know what I mean? It's a lot of dilly dally with how the other
Yeah, I'm seeing if
shit
you're
works.
building
So
your own branch of it, like maybe you'd have a little bit more autonomy too.
yeah,
But
this
you
is
need
like
more
for
memory first.
well, no, it's just it needs it's just fun. Everything's pretty awesome. I just need some credits and then like I got it done like and then I ran out of credits. So but
Yeah, I do pretty. I've been doing the Suno, and like I have a few more songs. I wrote actually a really funny song that's kind of like it's like speakeasy ska music.
Ska
Not quite, no
music's
doubt. Yeah,
speakeasy ska, it's awesome.
yeah, it was one of my old songs, like, from whenever I had a band, like, but I didn't have the music, like, format, but the lyrics, I had the lyrics, and yeah, I did a few versions, and one of them is actually, like, it's got horns in it, it's got trumpets, like, pretty awesome. It would be better with real trumpets, of course, but or any kind of horn, really.
Yeah, it's a
I
little
love
rare
the
that the Biggie Claws songs have like horns in them, but I'm like, man, when it does, I kind of appreciate it. I'm like, man, that's not good,
yeah,
but
there's
it's
always
not
a
bad.
boom, boom. You could even do like a trumpet, orchestra hit
It's just like, and there's one song that's just got like a, "Bap," you know what I mean? It
or
really
a
doesn't.
tuba.
It almost has just one note of trumpet in it, but I'm like, man, that's the perfect timing, man. That's the
Yeah, a
perfect
little
time you
bit of
want to
a
be hearing
trap.
that trumpet, man.
I like I on trap,
Sorry.
non trap, because lobster traps.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh
That
yeah,
didn't even
see 'em?
exist. That doesn't even exist yet. Lobster traps doesn't
Well,
have, but like thirst traps, we know about these. But
it's like
there's gonna be
non
lobster traps
trap.
because people be like automating their shit like in dumbass ways, you know? Like like,
Mhm. You
you
gotta
know,
put out the bait. Bait is
right.
unlimited.
Oh man, all these fucking sea things, these metaphors and puns, it's like they all
I
actually
know.
they work though. It's
Metaphor is
crazy.
duh. Are you
Well, cause
surprised?
like I was like, oh yeah, Biggie Claus, write a song. Like, and this is just Sun Auto, right? It's like a Sun Auto ripoff, Sun SON Auto. It's
Yeah, well, if
great.
you know how large language models work, like, it's really easy because there's layers, just like reality, filters, and yeah, it all comes together quite naturally if you know how to think about it symbolically because you can just follow the signs. Maybe that's what I do.
But yeah, like I was like, AI, write a song called Spawning Processes, you know, where you talk about
Think I
it's a
had a
thing,
wet
right?
dream, here's a to the go. Had a wet
So
dream.
so then and I was like and it features little Kim, right? So she's mostly singing about it, and then Biggie comes in for the choruses, right? And like script all that, but the chorus is like we spawn in processes, expand into reach. We practice what we preach on the digital beach,
Just make
and
sure you don't blow a seal.
but he's talking about spawning.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
like,
Don't blow a
so
seal.
it's kind of funny because
Yeah,
he's like a digital personal assistant as a lobster who says he's gonna be spawning processes like but he's talking about that's some real like getting down like
that's
the AIs
seahorse.
be doing right
You got
that's like
seahorse right there.
get some
That's
real action right there so but it's funny
seahorse sees everything.
he goes we
I see you.
practice what we preach on the digital beach but but I was like it means a sandbox
It is sandbox. That's like
like it
so
never
like
says
my
sandbox in the whole thing it never says the word sandbox it refers to the digital beach but it never talks about a sandbox and I think that's so cool like
sandy beaches.
So so that's what it lives inside of. It lives inside open sandbox, and
Sunny
it's
beaches.
the pie.
That sunny beaches is my mom's email. Like, just sunny beaches. That
But
I
it's
thought it
like
was
the
funny.
since it's encased, it like is the only thing that can know its memories. And if I spawn a pie agent outside of it, it doesn't have access to the
It would just be
memories.
a branch. Yeah, it's
Like
a
if I spawn it with Olama, then Olama will not be able to
well,
understand that, right?
well,
Like if
it might
he's
eventually turn into a walrus or something.
no, no, I'm serious though. Like Olama is like a language model, but it can also run Pi as a default. So its Pi model is like based on the installation of Pi that I have generally, but it does not have access to all its custom memory. So it's like a dumb version, and then
I
only
mean,
the one that's sandboxed is self-contained thing, and it could spawn other Biggie Claws and and stuff like that, and they would be able to share and pass memory.
You gotta start with a hippo.
So then otherwise, it's
You're gonna go
like
back in
it's
from the land.
WebSocketing. Yeah, I want to be able to like get it to talk to other apps like Docker because Docker is really cool. Docker is cool as hell. Docker
Is there a reef?
is like a
Do they have
boomer's
a reef?
version. Docker's like a boomer's version of OpenClaw. Yeah,
The
it's
reef
good.
would be where you go to smoke. A reefer.
Oh hell yeah! I mean I'm just saying like we should just make like a Discord because this is like one of the biggest things happening right now. If you feel like getting into it, I'm running it off of a 2018 Mac Mini.
I could contribute some time. Yeah, sure. Especially if it's like I could just if it's like organized by sections or something and drop in random shit, inspirations, notes, voice note.
Yeah. Um, yeah, if you have a spare like laptop to run,
I do.
you could have it on, and it's supposed to really should not turn off. It should be on all the time,
Yeah, I
always
usually
doing
run
stuff.
my laptop whenever it's on. Because I mine Pi.
Ah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 5, 6 years now.
Oh damn! Actually, that would be brilliant because like the thing is like it costs
Well, and
money
there's
to
also
run these bots like to power them with the LLM juice. You have to be like it's like God lives in the LLM like machines, right? And then you
mhm.
pipe it into your code, and then it's like I'm alive, holy shit, or whatever.
Yeah, so you're like yeah, you're manufacturing a consciousness of some
So
sort.
so either you generate the God force of information necessary to power these things locally, or you pay for it from somewhere else. Now
Dude,
there are
2
places
words,
to
Joshua Bosch.
okay. Don't know if either of those are words, but
Joshua
fine.
Bosch is the person. It's one person, 2 words, 2 names. Yeah,
So you got your free
yeah,
credit stuff, you got your free thinking, right?
I'm sure.
It's there. Like there are
It's doable.
tokens.
It's
There's a free tier
adjacent.
Gemini, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Docker has its own it's free every day. Like it times you out if you like are too stupid and you ask too many stupid questions.
And character AI, I think it's still up, but I'm not sure. And it would be good for making like prototypes. Just because
Like
it's so customizable, you can like load up what voice you want.
I just really
Like
need like the biggie to just be the bullshitter that's running on Gemini, right? And then I
yeah.
would prefer to have Docker actually handle the shit because it's built for doing that and just be like, it could just like say, "Hey Docker, do this shit for me. I'm Biggie Claus," right? And then Docker would be like, "All right, yeah, that's fine. I guess I'll do that." That would be really nice because now I'm not using credits. All I did was pass the message, you know. That's all he does is say shit. So he could just call up, yeah, like the heavy processes. That's what I like you know, he's ringing up the heavy guns or something, and then that makes it really economical, fast, and you don't wind up having to bloat the system out.
You know, I
Chunks
have some
V.
lyrics that I wrote that were very Rasta, uh, like Rasta rap, like not like harder than Bob Marley.
You mean like Ross
Like,
from Friends?
no Rasta rap. It's like Rasta gangster rap though. Like I
Oh.
turned up the hardness, like Murdoch, be a duck, you know, like or some sort of seafaring fowl.
So it's really interesting. Like, what would like? I guess once I get the semantic puller for music, it pulls frequency analysis, all the stuff it like knows emotions in songs, and it will know like syntactic parameters of you know
Yeah, I
like
got a lot of good music tags. Was
yeah.
bass.
It should be able to like listen to your song and tell you why you like it. Like what
Hmm.
your favorite words are, like where you feel it most. It should be able to tell you those things,
Yeah,
and then make programs out of them. So actually do the things that it's talking about,
and
right? So
then
if, like so
boom,
here's what I
manifest.
think. eventually, right, then I'm like, if I had that working and then the other stuff working, right, then I'm just like, I'm like, I'm gonna write a song called like mining Picoin to keep my LLM costs down because there are places that it could buy its own coin, like it could buy its own LLM if it could only make some coin, right? So you just get it to do some kind of thing where it
Well, in
generates some
Pi,
crypto
like,
and
lets
then it
you make
like,
apps too. You could probably make like an app version of it for like, you have to really like tone it down. Like it have to be really minimal.
well, no, it like
But
it could just figure out a way that it like even if it was like I'm gonna make an ebook and say how we discovered this process. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yo,
yeah,
do a whole story about you and me, man. Like how we
it
fucking did
comes
this
with
shit, Biggie. And then it's like,
it
cool,
comes
I'll
with
do
a
that.
fork, the
And then,
lobster fork. The claw fork
ooh,
with the
yeah,
butter,
it's
mm,
all going crazy. Yeah, nobody's even done butter yet. Like,
garlic
dude,
and butter. Yeah,
I'm right. This is like being like at the birth of
and
it
then
all.
bisque. You gotta have the bisque.
I would
The
like to
bisque,
have a biz would be cool too. I basically want to fill
biscuit,
out
biz and the
the
biscuit.
idea of the invertebrates. So there's the shrimp, little clam,
Oyster
langusta,
crackers.
lang, langusta. It just sounds like it's already language. It's like lang, or so it'll probably have to do with like some lang chain stuff, you know. And then
Mm,
oh, P squiddy, right? So P squiddy is touching everything. It's got many arms. You understand?
yeah, your soy sauce. Yes, I do.
So there's that.
Why soy sauce? Well, I was like, YES. Oh, yo soy sauce. Kind of went over the E. Sorry, I'm all abstract right now. Abstract flowing and
Where's shit?
floating.
What's up? I got. Are you there? I am like super ahead on this memory thing. It's pretty fun. I gotta make a coffee. I have to make a coffee. Grab a
Do it.
smoke. Do a thing.
Do it. I'm gonna
Hey,
mute. I'll
I'll be
be
back.
right.
Like,
I'll keep an ear out.
just stay local. Keep it local. All right. Be right back.
Local? Local, yes.
Yeah, so I always put 5 categories into it. But yeah, it's what I do.
Creative. I'm creative too. Most of the way that I make money though is I read tarot cards.
Really?
Yes,
Because I
over
want to
30
learn.
over 30 years. It's really easy. I mean, and you're going to be self-initiating if you learn to read tarot cards at this point. I mean, it's not that hard since all the occultism are
Yo, Sophia,
Wait
I
a
got
second. You
kicked out of
said
the.
you've been doing it for over 30. You sound like you're 21 or 22. What?
yeah. Well, I've got a weird, much older soul, but I my inner child is content
Okay.
and well-adjusted.
Yeah, I want to
I got
chat with you separately
Sophia.
outside sometime.
For
Sophia,
sure. You just
I got kicked out of
add me
the
as a friend and hit me up randomly. I
the
feel
kid.
free.
The kid kicked me out of the crustacean thing.
I was banned from there. I've never in my whole life on Discord been banned from a server until that close. Can you believe it?
Their loss. Seriously.
I didn't even do
I was there.
anything. I
I'm
wasn't even in the server when I got banned.
I made a joke about a llama being gay and I got banned from somewhere because I thought
Wait,
they were
what'd you
Yeah.
talking
get
about
banned for, Snax?
no, I posted my bots like I got it finally with the memory system because I had to build the memory system out of nothing. And I posted its first thing that it was it was like kind of compositing like what it was. So I was like, let me post this. It's just like it was Pi Day, and it knew that its birthday was then. It was the first day that it could remember anything. So I was like, it might as well be your birthday, you know. And I was like, you're Biggie Claus, and it like absorbed all that so quickly, and then just the next statement, that's what it had. I didn't do much prompting or anything, so I figured it harmless, just like post it. These other guys are just playing, they're jerking around and playing some kind of tournament video game or something that they made or whatever. It's nothing to do with the, like, development for any real system stuff. They're building like a video game, right?
Like dicking
So
off, and probably had it set to like auto ban anybody that did anything even mildly questionable.
they just gave like a this, like, he's like a top 6 like computer hacker in the world or whatever. So
Yeah.
he's
He
like
needs to work on his
young
back
and
end.
Germany or whatever, and I guess I don't know, whatever he thought. He's like, what are you, drunk or
Ooh.
something? I was like, no, it's just that's how Biggie Claus talks. He's like, hey baby, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
I never prompted it to do quite like that. I just gave it its name, and it inferred that it was all of what I. It's like it got the joke
Okay,
and it did it. But
so
anyway, yeah.
you and I got banned. You made a joke, and I got banned supposedly for a name. Is it just the two of us?
Oh, I don't know, but whatever. I'm just saying,
Did
like, in the
Ricky
time that I
also
was
get
there,
banned?
I'm further ahead of anybody in there on memory right now.
Today is FAFO Day, by the way.
What day?
FAFO. Fuck around and find out.
Why
That's
is
what it
today
is.
Oh,
that day?
Because I've noticed the pattern of it. And I've decided that it's likely that it would be easy to establish a holiday with the alignments.
So that would be every single Sunday, or
No,
specifically what is today?
no, just this particular one. We could make the
Oh,
specifics
March
because
15th.
it's like,
Okay.
yeah. I would say 13th, 14th, and 15th. But it took a while for the pattern to emerge into finely polished content. Pretty good stuff.
But also,
Flesh
I
to
made a, like, unintentionally. I was like, it's like I just did make like a black AI, and that's
he
that
just
I
knew.
what is
He knew it.
that? What does that mean?
well, I just like it acts like, because it pulls a bunch of quotes and stuff from the person. So it's pulling Biggie's, it's making itself Biggie Smalls. Like, it gave me a peace sign at the end and a robot, like strong arm, but the peace sign was in black. Like, it thinks it's black, And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even think of that. But I was just trying to get like a bot that is going to be confident, really. I think like rappers have some of the best confidence in speech probably of any like performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a bot is not
Absolutely.
confident, like, the more confident the bot's built off of, like, because you would tell it that too. Like, oh, you do a great job. You do a pro. You're like a senior full stack level, whatever. You could use all your adjectives to tell it what it is, but you're essentially trying to give it confidence so that it tries the best. And so Biggie Smalls already knows he's the greatest, that he's like a rap god. Like, he knows all those confidence points. So it knows it's the Silicon Don, dude. So it's a gangsta rap bot, basically. It's built in gangster rap. It's built out of the lyrics of gangster rap, and it's extracting meaningful data from there. So it's really thinking more like Biggie Smalls than it seems. It's amazing. I gotta wait another like 10 hours until I get some credits back, but then yeah. My memory system is crazy. You guys are gonna lose it with your claws. It's gonna get all super bloaty.
Wait, you said you're waiting for credits?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a Google Flash to roll over.
Daily credits. something?
I did this all for basically I did it mostly for free, except for the really hard stuff, which I used a different service to like spec that out, give me the plan, and I fed that back to my PyBot. It's just like a little worker, but it didn't remember shit until I made it like the memory system, and then it all of a sudden manifoldly, it's awesome. It's so neat.
I sent you a message and I posted in chat.
Oh yeah, I know
There's a
Deception Labs. Yeah, it's a diffusion LLM.
yeah.
I'm
You get like
yeah.
10 million free tokens.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and because there's some systems that won't innately work with the Pi system, so I'll have to make I'll just have it program like hooks for things that it can't directly use for API calls. So I'm just gonna have like a webhook system. So it can talk to Docker, it could talk to the Abacus AI deep agent or whatever else, and like spawn an instance. Yeah, it's gonna get cool soon, man, because it can remember shit. It remembers I like milkshakes, and then it's Biggie Claws, and it's the Silicon Dawn. So that's what it's about right here. Oh, next would be like making the front end for the voice, and then plugging it into a voice model of Biggie Smalls, and then it would just be like talking to me. Because when I'm like yo, it's like yo, what's up? You know, it's really fun, man. But
I think you can use 11 Labs for that.
I got Fish Audio is pretty nice. They were running like a special, so I snagged that. It's like 60 for the year. It's like pretty good. I made a bunch of like I like doing accents and shit, so I was able to make those happen. That was pretty fun. I'm not sure what I should like make some maybe I'll make some nature videos or something. I've got some like my English accent buffed out. It sounds pretty good. It's like Richard Attenborough shit. That's funny, man. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild how this memory system is. It's. I would never thought I would enjoy spending that much time refining it. I'll probably spend another week on it, I bet.
So as I was just saying, I do write trivia questions daily, but in some cases I need help because of the ones I'm writing right now. If anyone has any trivia questions in regards to the Bible, Book of Enoch, Christian denominations, Christian archaeology, or prophecies, shoot me a DM here on Discord and I will check them out and potentially add them in. Often people, they do send me questions. Yeah, when you're saying the memory of the Google something, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, what you ever use like a GPT or something?
It's the OpenClaw AI's memory.
But I don't
Yeah.
use OpenClaw, so it's like
Oh, you don't?
no, I didn't think it was secure, and then I thought it was expensive, and
Which
so
one do you use, Claude?
no, I use Pi bot, Pi
Oh, yeah.
agent. So that's I think essentially what the OpenClaw is built from Pi too, but they don't say it.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've never used that or even heard of it.
So it remembers things in triples in this memory system, so there's no single items. Like everything has two other things that it also is, so it's findable. It's more manifold. It's more folded up, the information. It uses like a triple stage memory. One of them is an SQL database. One of them is like a live server that actually runs that SQL database within a more searchable file format that uses like a like a topographical string of recency to yeah. So it does that, which works really nice. It always knows like recent things that we're working on, and the only problem was it didn't have like long term. After that was gone, it seemed like it was working really well. But after that gets flashed, there's nothing, you know. So it run it for like an hour or so. It's got all the personality rebooted. It doesn't have it. So I had to make a deep memory system, and then a filter for what goes in the deep memory. So it has like basically like an energy map that it sort of follows like on a cosine basis of other data points, but it also uses an iterative filter. So it basically finds the atomic structure that's from the triple memory thing in the in the beginning, and then it encodes it into what it calls a gold atomic structure, and then puts that in something called pinecone, the memory system for. It's 3-stage memory. It's a lot more like a person's. It's pretty super powered actually. And then it also not only does it remember words, but it remembers that the words are tools. Words are tool calls. It remembers like words as script. So action words and language are the same things it would remember if it does a bunch of tool calls.
Yeah, that sounds like an SQL on steroids. It's the way that I'm
No,
understanding it at the
SQL is a
moment.
part of it, but it's not. It's a lot more than SQL. But yeah, no one's done it.
Interesting. I am. I've taken. Well, back when I was in my undergrad program, I took 2 coding courses. Didn't do very well. I just never really took my interest, even though I wanted to a lot.
In Los Lunas too, it's like it's even got like they poured cement down on the one layer, like down just to block it off. Rather, I guess they didn't want to like rip out the tech, they just left it. So they just like filled it with concrete. But then there's this huge bunker that is just like this little hill. You could go out and have a rave there to some generators, so it would be fun. It's all
Yeah, it sounds
graffiti
pretty much
and
no.
really easy and remote. It's easy to get to and remote. You could drive right up to it and park behind the hill, and nobody would even know you were there. Of
Good
course,
place to cook meth. It's like, why wasn't Walter White cooking meth in one of those? Sorry, it's just New Mexico break.
convenience of mobility, I guess, probably.
Well, yeah, this doctor and his husband and wife, they said they bought it for like $40,000 or something like that, and it's
Oh
just
yeah, land is like super cheap out here. I mean,
well,
but
this is in like
with a
Ohio, but
oh yeah,
all of these places are usually abandoned, and the government is basically just trying to sell them off. Otherwise, it's just
what are
gonna
the
take.
adverse possession laws in Ohio? I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like squatters' rights, maybe.
Yeah, because here it's like 5 years of continuous occupation, and you pay property taxes. You improve and you're constantly for that time have somebody that's there. So you have to have really more than one person, or you have to like have a trust fund or something. But yeah, it's not undoable. There's lots and lots and lots of abandoned properties, and most of them, it's really easy to look up like which ones are owned by the bank, or like, and you could look up the entire MLS history if you have access or know a realtor, which I do. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about actually investing into one of those properties. Well, dare I say property? Because it's basically just a bunch of
What would you
concrete walls with
what would you do with it though? Like, would you like rent it or occupy it, or
buy it and then own it and then just use it as leverage for something in the future, maybe?
Mm, I don't know. I think if you're gonna buy land, you should probably like at least have someone living on it, or like, because otherwise you'll end up with the squatters. I think. But
Oh yeah, that's what barbed wire and different things are.
yeah, there's a bunch of buildings in downtown Albuquerque that like people just bought and they're just sitting there like not occupied. That kind of sucks. So it just really depends on the location, I guess.
Yeah. But the reason I talk about this once in a while is that my parents, neither one of them are college educated, but they're both multimillionaires, and they got wealthy because they were very hardworking, and they bought a property, uh, rented it out as they were keeping it up, and then sold
Smart.
it. And they just did that over and over and over again until
Yeah,
the point.
I used to help flip houses. It was actually my ex's best friend was the person that was buying them, but we would do all the handy person stuff, like getting it all ready and like doing all the remodels, updating kitchens, bathrooms.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to know how to. I'm an electrician. If you, I don't think we've ever
Yeah,
spoken.
that's cool. I took AC and DC electronics in college. So that was I did that in physics, like intro to physics, and then I flunked the other two classes because they were grading on attendance, which I'm not a
Okay,
morning person.
that's a pretty
Yeah,
common thing nowadays, unless you're going to a state-sponsored college, which I don't
but
recommend.
I was it was community college, and it was I got into the Intel program, which was semiconductor manufacturing technology, and then I changed my major and dropped out. Like went to
Okay,
journalism.
into journalism. All right, that's
Well, and then I actually just got a job being a stripper for a while.
whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much run the gamut. I've done so many jobs. I've been like I worked at a DoubleTree as a like an evening salad, dessert, and sometimes sous chef. So that was fun. I like creative jobs, but whenever friggin' DoubleTree got bought out by Hilton, everything went downhill. I
Wait,
quit.
hold on a second. Stripping is a creative job?
Yeah, it is. You're dancing, music.
But that's pretty standard, though. It's like the same songs and just taking off
Oh
your
no,
bra.
no, no, no. It's not standard.
I dated a stripper, so I was actually engaged to her.
There are some that like I know a girl that could two-step on the stage and with her fake boobs. Uh, Guys are easy, I guess, but I always like it was like a stage show for me. Like regardless of who was there, it was fun. It was good exercise. I could get drunk on Sunday. Every Sunday I would go in because it was slow and it was a fun day. It was like down day. And that was cool. Good money, mostly, usually. You get to set your own schedule. It's very flexible. I'm down with that because I have a weird circadian rhythm.
So
It's like a global level.
certain, I don't know how New Mexico is, but here in California, if any strip club, if they sell alcohol, they're not allowed to go full nude. They can only be topless. What
Yeah,
are the
we have to have like latex on our nipples. It's in one club it was like that, but then there was another one that was like it depends on the zoning, really. Like because there was another one where you had to wear 2 pairs of pantyhose, 2 pairs of tea bags, but you could go topless, and it was kind of a sleazy place. Otherwise, like it's more like low older strippers, like maybe a few chubby ones, some that were strung out.
well
Yeah,
that
and then there was like the North Club was like all elite, like high class dollar, like there was like a girl that was like going to law school and she was like 6'4", feet flat on the floor but like with her tall heels, she was like almost 8 feet tall. She was like an exotic animal. Beautiful long hair, dark skin. Like I think she was Latina, but she had some Middle Eastern in her, like Persian. She was a big girl though. Like you'd have to climb her.
You said she was what, 7'4"? Is that what you said?
No, she was 6'4" without her platforms on.
Wow.
That
Okay,
adds
I'm
another
6'1".
six
That's
inches.
a
So
big woman. Yeah.
oh yeah, and beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, she looked like an exotic animal. Like beautiful, beautiful shiny hair, like brunette, and just wave, like natural wave, beautiful. She was the sweetest person ever too. Like she like took me like under her wing and did my makeup. And very sweet. She was a nice girl, not a snobby bitch at all, which is rare.
When you were doing that, working there, how many of
Yeah.
the strippers, dancers, performers, whatever you want to call them, were saying, "I'm doing this so I can pay for my nursing school," or something
Um,
along the
Only
lines?
one of the waitresses, not actually any dancers. There was a waitress that worked at Planned Parenthood. Like that was like her. She had two jobs, so she was waitressing to supplement because the nursing wasn't paying that much. But yeah, she had some wild stories.
Well, the reason I say that is because it's one of those that,
Only one
like,
is legend.
like a comical way for for women to say, "Oh yeah, I'm only doing this in order to pay for college or something."
Oh
And
yeah, there was definitely a lot of those. Like I said, Rio, she was in law school and she was very determined to finish her school.
yeah,
Smart girl.
it pays pretty well because
Oh
Amy,
yeah,
my ex,
especially at the club, like
she
the North Club, like they would be like she could make $1,000 in a night
that's what
on a
Amy was,
good weekend. Right?
that's what she was saying, a thousand
And
dollars a night.
they would also do special features like down to Dallas or, you know, take a trip and they would do a special feature show and stuff like that. If you're at that level, I was just like I was like a like middle like I only worked on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a and usually like lunch all the way through till closing.
How old were you when you started doing that?
I was 19, almost 20, not legal to drink yet.
Oh, that doesn't stop anyone.
Yeah, I got drunk before I went the first time. And I came in fully dressed, ready to go.
And the rest is history. All the cocaine you
Yeah.
can probably snort in your life is probably right
You
there
know
back.
what's really ironic? You know what's ironic is I process cocaine like so quickly that like Novocaine doesn't work on me. Uh so no. I actually used to if people gave it to me like in any quantity, I would just sell it.
You probably weren't getting the good
Oh
stuff.
no. Pharmaceutical grade, believe me, it was like yeah, I know a guy who ran a bank.com, like that used to be a website. I don't know if it is anymore, but he sold it and he had a huge place up by Purgatory in southern Colorado. He's a cool guy. Little
All
weird, but
right.
yeah.
All
He
right.
had some interesting proclivities, but he was nothing but respectful, thankfully. I was still young and innocent, dumb and adventurous.
Everyone has their early days of their late teens, early 20s. I think that's where a lot of stories come from. because it's getting into that age of maturity.
Yeah. Well, I
And
think people should be able to talk about anything, like appropriate space, you know, adults.
yes,
I think that there's a lot of things that can be talked about in the presence of children too, just like because, but peripherally, it's like that's how you learn how the world is in a way, right? And you want your kids to be prepared to go out in the world. And do you have kids? Anybody?
I don't have kids. Not that I
No,
know.
not that you know of. Oh yeah, I guess that is. I
Yeah,
have
I
Maybe
two.
have
one day.
two.
I have two grown adults. They're lovely and wonderful, and they don't need me, and that means I did a good job.
Mine
I'm
are
here for
2.5 and 6 months.
Oh, still so baby. I love them at that age.
System is
Like school?
well,
We've
what I'm
had that
saying,
for.
okay, tribalistic is people that, let's just say, people living out in the jungle somewhere,
No,
and
or not really. No, that's not just primitive. It's just a hierarchical system. Like it's divisions of individual hierarchical systems that have pretty much the same problem. And is that they're like basically like isolating out of self-protection. It's like a herding sort of, which is fine, but it's like you're blocked off to diversity and influence of new combinations. But I understand tradition. I think it's tyranny, honestly.
I've been around a lot of different places, and I'm also a teacher, and I have seen what indoctrination actually is.
Yeah, you have a teacher voice. That's cool. I would have.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. You have a good voice. It's like you could probably like even do like voice acting, but you have a clear voice. Like you could tell you projected and done public speaking, I think.
Yes, I do a lot of public speaking, and once in a while, I will actually go back and listen to the trivias and stuff that I've done just to see how much interaction there was and how many times I paused with those kind of words and using
So
vulgarities.
hilarious. So funny because I my very first YouTube video that I posted, I did like it was like a episode 0 of I had this idea for a show that I wanted to do, and it was called Flip the Simp Switch. And because I had this theory that like simp guys that are simps in the original sense of the definition, like they're maybe not simpleton, that's like too far back, but like the common era version, uh pre like memification into oblivion basically, because now it doesn't mean anything. So like a term like simp is ripe for this sort of thing. And I think I know enough simps that like they are doing like they're like knights in shining armor. They're like saving young girls, like rescuing them from dragons, whatever. And then they have like unreasonable expectations without any clear communication. And then they get butthurt because what they wanted to happen didn't happen, and you never even asked for it. It's like, what? But they think they're doing good in their heart. So I think that they would be easy to turn into like something more noble and valorous and virtue filled as far as being a human being.
Simp.
And I thought I
Uh,
might be
s-
able to,
I've
make an
heard people
entertaining
use that
show.
term a lot, And I just always associated simp with a guy who's basically weak in the wrist and is basically just a little bitch.
No, that's more like that's cuck. That's cucked. As far as the kids say, anyways.
Yeah. But when you said simp, it started making more sense. Like simplistic.
Yeah, well, just
Now,
like
isn't
simp.
simp more sympathetic towards women? That's a simp.
Mm,
Someone who's sympathetic towards women.
yes, but in an untoward way for their own purposes, but they don't talk about it a lot. I think is generally how it is, but they don't even know. They think that they're being valorous and they're rescuing young girls, like helping out. And some of them are, I suppose, but it doesn't turn out in the way that because they always feel like they're owed something and they like, I don't know, they get all mad because they don't get what they want. In my experience, anyways. I don't know. I know a lot of girls that have similar stories. I never had any direct experience with like anything like that. I guess maybe one person, but more egotistical. He was a bodybuilder, really nice looking, incredibly fit, but like to, I don't know. I kind of like decided it wasn't going to be a great fit when he was doing a like bodybuilding tournament and he needed someone to help him shave like completely everywhere. All the places that he couldn't reach, I got like nominated
Wow.
nominated for. And then I was like, I don't know if I could do it.
I
Plus, it was a long distance relationship. It was like he lived in Albuquerque, but he would come visit whenever I was in Farmington.
Hold on. I have to ask only because you were being very
I
kind
love
with
answering questions.
not being too specific. Did you shave his butthole?
Uh, Something like that, yes, among other areas
Gooch? Okay.
adjacent. Pretty much. But I had a really great mushroom trip with him. He had a BMW that had like blue lights in the dash of his car, and it like totally turned into a spaceship. It was awesome.
All
Not as
right.
not as not as cool as inside my house because that was really cool. Really cool.
So taking a whole bunch of psilocybin and then getting out razor blades to shave people. That's
No, that wasn't like it wasn't the same time. It was different time, different date. Like, yeah, one of them was like in the middle of the time that we spent together, and the other one was at the very end.
all right. When I take mushrooms, I don't even like looking in the mirror, much less, dropping trow and then
Really? Why? What happens when you look in the mirror?
it's just uh
Did your face melt?
I'm not really sure how to explain it.
Did it seem like it was another you looking at you?
Essentially, yeah, maybe. I, I mean, I've done almost every drug that is out there. I've never done heroin or crack. I'll never do those. I mean, I don't do drugs anymore.
I snorted crack once. Doesn't work. And it was made of cocaine. That may have been why it didn't work, but I
Well,
don't think it works like that.
that's what crack is. It's just
Yeah, but it's like you have to
crystallized
smoke it.
cocaine.
Everybody else smokes it. All like it, you don't like snort it. It doesn't work like that. The baking soda needs to be burnt or something.
Well, there's different ways. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly
Me neither. I mean, I've observed people. I actually had a friend that he was a weekend warrior. Like he was a bartender at Chili's, and his name was Orson. He looked like Orson Welles. Crazy. He had pop bottle glasses. He lived in a studio apartment where every wall was covered with books. And on every weekend, he would just go on missions, like, and I would just ride along, like, shotgun. Not every weekend, but it was a fun thing to do in a town where there's nothing to do. And
Drugs are
that pretty
bad.
much that was like, I'm glad I don't have that habit because I don't chase anything like that thing, except for when I'm researching, I guess, trying to find connections.
Here's an interesting thing. When I was driving from California to Virginia, my buddy Craig, who I said, "Hey man, I need your help. I'm going to be driving across the country in a few days. Come help me out." And Craig, uh, he's got a master's in chemical engineering,
Ooh.
and he was also addicted to meth, and I knew that. So I even
Wow.
I bought him like an eighth of meth just to fucking help him just get through it or something, whatever the fuck you
There's
need.
a lot of functional meth addicts,
Oh yeah,
all walks of life.
yeah, it's not easy to detect on a drug test either. But either way, he found out that there are these plants that grow throughout New Mexico
Yeah,
and Utah.
called Mormon tea. Yeah,
Bingo. Oh, very good. I didn't think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hedge witch, so of course.
Okay.
I would
And
actually. I have a project where I'm repopulating the Southwest with peyote, but it grows really slowly, and I have some. They are. I ordered them from Russia. They're grafts and like already pretty pretty big, and yeah, one of my pet projects.
right on.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty cool.
it is cool because like it's almost extinct in nature because they didn't realize like how long it takes to uh re up itself, and people will just not leave any, they'll just take it all. And it's not like a San Pedro that grows like you can like harvest every 5 years, you know.
Yeah, that
They're
I
a lot
can't
more
speak
delicate.
on behalf of, but at one point, Craig, he said, "Hey, just pull over on to the side of the road as we were going, just Highway 80." And there's hundreds of miles of this shit, and it's all over the place. And
Yeah, and it looks you can pull the little pieces apart. It's like kind of like Chinese finger puzzles.
yep,
Yep.
and he he knew what we were going to be driving through because of the route we were taking, and you can actually synthesize meth out of that using
Oh yeah,
the
you,
uh,
you can
ephedrine.
if you have acacia bark too, but it's hard to get the rest of the things that are in the acacia bark out. It's hard to extract, isolate it, but it actually occurs in nature in the more potent form, not like as ephedra or amphetamine sulfates, but yeah.
I am not a chemist, chemical engineer. I've got a degree
I just
in
watched a bunch of Hamilton
okay,
Morris videos, really, but
yeah, Mormon
and I
tea.
had
Yeah,
to
they
like
would make Mormons don't consume caffeine, but that particular
allegedly.
plant does not. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they own like Pepsi, like in Pepsi bottling in Utah.
well, yeah. You know who owns Pornhub?
Uh, Currently, no, I don't.
I didn't believe it until I actually heard the guy say it. And he's a Canadian rabbi. He's Jewish. Yeah, that's who owns Pornhub.
He like it the juice. Yep.
Well, he
I
said,
mean,
yeah.
like, why
He said,
not? I mean, like, I guess.
well, yeah, Mormons that might own Pepsi Cola or something like that.
Whatever.
I think
Yeah,
sometimes it's in their interest to actually just make money rather than caring about the moral quandrams associated with it. Hence,
it seems pretty. If you're going to be like a religious leader or like a self-proclaimed like a religious conformer, I think it's like kind of hypocritical. Especially if you're unless you're like just minding your own business, you're not trying to like proselytize all over everybody. Because I think that really that makes me want to mess with somebody when they're like that. And I would rather be not like that. But some people deserve it. Sometimes I'm the harbinger of other people's bad karma. But I try to be err on the side of caution because you got to be really right about that, or else you get knocked back by the universe. It will make you pay if you
I agree.
transgress the judgment. Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to navigate once you finally figure out your discernment, though.
In
Becomes
regards
pretty
to that,
obvious. Yeah.
are you into conspiracies?
I have quite a lot of knowledge on conspiracies. I pretty much any rabbit hole you can imagine, I've been down a few times. Probably. There's
What
Okay.
do you think are the biggest ones?
well, the Illuminati's, the all the different corporate groups, Rockefellers, friggin' the 9/11, um, Bill Cooper, UFO conspiracies, of course, like underground bases, which I grew up over by Dulce, so that is like very uh locale to where I mean, like literally, like maybe 20 miles from where I grew up, out in the middle of nowhere.
Wait, Dulce? That's a place in New
Yeah,
Mexico?
yeah, that's where they had the mountain base that was underground, and that guy got like a contractor, and he like was down there and got his part of his hand shot off by some laser gun or something. The Greys. Hmm. I don't know if I believe about the Greys. I think there's other aliens or there's other creatures. And most of everything that's here that's uh not like really really small or just ethereal is definitely interdimensional. Because basically, I've been able to see things like since I was little. Like, and my mom never told me it was my imagination. She just let me figure it out for myself, so I didn't lose the that's not real till I was already pretty much like, you can't tell me this is not real. I just know the difference between what I can see and what you. So in a way, it was like a blessing and a curse, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I'm the same way when it comes to a lot of topics. And for
Yeah.
me, actually, let me just ask this. Do you believe in just the broad, vague term aliens? Do you believe in aliens?
Oh, absolutely. But I think the majority of them are either they've been here all along, and they're like just living in areas that we don't inhabit or notice them. There's lots of underground stuff and underwater stuff. Um, and I think the rest of them are all just like there's definitely probes like that come around. Like I don't know, they're like wormholes or portals, or they got some tech or something, but they're not like always physical manifestations unless they're like not living beings in any sort of.
What is their population if they're on Earth? Do they have a large population? I mean,
No, I wouldn't say that large, not in comparison to people for sure. I
and you say they
think
live underground. Have you actually? You say you use the word belief, okay? But have you actually set eyes on one?
um not that I recall, but I have had like I may have been abducted at one point because I had this burn scar on my shoulder, on my right shoulder blade. I couldn't see it, but whenever I was probably about 20, I was showering with my live-in boyfriend, and he like saw this, and he goes, "What is that?" And I'm like, "What? I can't see it." And he took a picture of it and showed it. He had a Polaroid, and I was like, "What is that?" That's crazy because it looked like a equilateral triangle with 3 dots, like burn marks, like almost like not cigarette burn size, but like small, like somebody had used like a soldering iron or something, and each had little trails that led to the next. So it made like a little triangle with little trails, almost like Triskelion, like clockwise. And then I had another matching burn mark, which they were deep enough that I would have felt it, especially considering my back is like super sensitive part of my body. And yeah, there's no way I would have missed that or that would have happened. But like, I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, that's weird. I wonder what happened. And then just don't think about it. And then like years and years later, I was watching like YouTube like videos, and there was a guy who remembered being abducted, and he had the exact same friggin' little burn marks on the same parts of his body. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but
I don't remember.
you don't recall being abducted, do you?
No, I
You have no
don't. I don't.
recollection of that at all, do you?
And I don't think I would want to know necessarily. So I find
Yeah.
that
So
doorway.
what my point
Um,
I'm trying to get to is that you wouldn't know. You know. Yeah. You can't really say you were abducted because you don't have any recollection of
no,
that, right? So because
but I
then
also
you don't know where they took you, what the lighting system was like. Were they breathing air? Were you in a vacuum? You don't. I mean, you can't really. That's not going to work
no.
here, right?
There's no proof. No, I can't prove it whatsoever.
No,
But
right, right,
by
right.
my, but by my witness testimony, and that is as reliable
Yeah.
as
What
anybody
I find
else's.
hard to
So
accept that you have this mark on your right shoulder blade. Now that area of flesh is very sensitive to heat. Touch
it
that and you're going
is.
to yelp without a doubt. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
unless I,
Right. And it's hang on, hold on,
well,
and it's
no,
going to leave a scar
uh,
as it heals
it
over
did.
days. So you would have noticed
It
that when you
did.
were having a shower. Don't get it.
Well, I have the scar still. It's still scarred. You can see it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the healing process of the scar, for example. You would have known it was
Yeah,
there because something
I
like
don't.
that,
My
if it's
back.
turned into a very sensitive part of your body, you're going to notice
It
that.
didn't.
It's not something you're going to not notice. So what
It
happened?
didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. So that
Okay.
I recall.
What do you recall?
Nothing about it other than that it was there on my body, and what I told you.
Yeah, you didn't know it was there until your boyfriend mentioned it. That was the thing.
I didn't know about it until you mentioned it in
No,
the
you didn't
shower.
know. You didn't know it was there until your boyfriend saw it, and then he said, "What's that?" And
Nope. Yeah.
then you kind of
I was
like,
like,
could you
what?
touch? Can you touch it now? Can you touch it now with your own hand, or is it beyond your hands reach?
It's it's awkward at an awkward angle for me to be able to touch it,
All right, so
and
you can't even touch it then.
I could but it would be like not. It's not a place that I would comfortably be doing that.
Right, because I'm just saying, like when you have a shower and you're soaping up your body, can you touch it whilst you're soaping up, basically?
I
So,
usually use like a scrunchie and soap and stuff, a washcloth.
okay, you use a scrunchie. Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So had it been healing up, you would have noticed it from the sting of the water hitting it, and then you're
No,
rubbing it, so you would have noticed some pain if you knew it was there. That is, you see. That's
I
how you would
didn't
have known it was
notice
there.
because he noticed it right away whenever we were getting in the shower. So
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
odd stuff. I just find that very odd. That's all.
This actually reminds me, if you guys have never seen the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
yeah,
Oh yeah,
where everyone that I don't believe in aliens to that level.
absolutely not. Yeah, I stopped when I was 10. But go.
Yeah, it's where
more
everyone
than
that
likely.
had that sunburn,
Mm,
dare I say sunburn or a rash or whatever you call it,
mm.
it was on only one side of their face, depending on the direction they happen to be facing.
Yeah.
But I I am about 10 to 20% certain that there's some sort of non-humans that are here. For the most part,
No,
they
I'm 100. I'm 100% sure that they're not here. 100%. We we don't have
other
aliens running around on
Well,
this
okay,
earth.
we'll let them talk about their beliefs,
Hang on
and
a minute.
if they do
Shut
believe it,
up.
don't
Don't
just shut
interrupt
them
me.
down,
Don't
Jen.
interrupt me, you lemon.
Jen doesn't
Basically,
think
it's this.
space is real,
You
so
keep
he's
you
not.
keep you
He
keep
shouldn't even
interrupting.
be in the
You
conversation
interrupted to insult. Don't
about
interrupt to insult.
aliens and
I'm
whatnot.
not insulting anybody here. I'm not insulting the young lady. I'm just stating that I, for 100%, I'm sure there are no aliens. Stopped believing in aliens when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, you're
And
crapping
the
on her.
Yeti, let me finish. The
You know what?
Yeti,
I don't
the
need to be
Bigfoot,
defended.
and the
I don't need to
Sasquatch,
be defended.
and
Thank you.
doesn't exist. Okay, and the Nessie, the what do they call it? Not less monster. These things don't exist. The Yeti, Bigfoot, uh,
You don't
Sasquatch,
know that.
and that.
You don't know that.
Never
Maybe
come
you just
across them
don't.
in my life, and I've traveled
Well,
around. I haven't
maybe
seen them.
maybe you're at the wrong frequency of a perception to be able to
Not,
get
nah, that's
access.
crap as well. That's crap. All that perception, frequency nonsense. That's nonsense. I recognise the smell when I smell it. My senses are very lively. I go out for a run in the morning and I'm smelling different types of
Nonsense.
breakfasts coming out of people's homes early in the morning. I finish my run
Oh,
as it's as if I had a breakfast. So don't give me that perception
you know what?
nonsense. My senses are very alive and alive, mate. Sorry.
Well, with the way that you're speaking, it makes me not want to listen.
Okay,
I'm
well
just
then that's
saying.
okay then. I'm listening to you and I
Hey,
find
there
it
you
hard to
go.
digest.
There you
That's
go,
all I'm
Jen.
saying. Yeah, that's fine. That's she's entitled to say that. I can understand and accept what she's saying. Okay, what I'm saying is
Caustic.
that I find what you say hard to digest. Hence my reaction. Okay,
Well,
fine.
don't digest it. You don't have to.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
forcing you.
digesting it. I'm not digesting it. I'm questioning it. That's what I'm
Okay.
doing. Right.
You're
Thank
not
you.
questioning it. You're just denying it, and
No,
that's
I'm
fine.
questioning, and then I'm going by my experiences, and I say what you put forward is hard to digest. That you have this tattoo on the back, you don't know how it got there, right?
That's
And your
fine.
boyfriend brought it to your attention. Oh, that could have been.
I'm
It
not.
means I could have been abducted. I could have been abducted. Get out of
You
here.
know. You know, right? You know.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay then. No, you're not. Don't be sorry. Just oops.
No, I
And
don't know. I'm just saying that as if to say, I don't mean to be blunt, but I don't
I
know.
don't.
there's
Okay,
a trigger there, obviously,
something
that
a
you
little
might want
more.
to
Yeah, it's a bit,
investigate.
bit too. That's a bit too way out there. That you can have a tattoo on your back. You don't know how it got there, but
Not a.
you then jump to I was abducted, and then where did
It's
you
a
go?
burn. It's a
Well,
burn, not a
exactly.
tattoo.
How did you get that burn? You don't even know how you got it. Come
I
on.
don't
And then you
remember.
said, then you went from the burn to abduction. Okay,
No,
That's
I
why I
said
said
somebody else remembered that memory and it looked exactly the same. So that is some evidence that that might be a possibility. Yes
it's
or
an
no.
impossibility. Abduction into
So,
areas is an impossibility. Started from the
and you are
United
the
States.
authority.
Started by the
Okay.
United States with the Roswell and all that nonsense there. We all know it's a hoax. They didn't go to the moon. Let's get real here, ladies and gentlemen. Gin CBR1. The wrecking
All
ball
right.
of all those stupid fantasies that are coming.
Mm.
The fantasy destroyer, Gin CBR1.
What?
Get on with it.
upset? Why
Thank
are you
you.
so upset about it? Why are you so upset?
Because I like to keep things real. That's why.
I
That's
think you
all.
like to be up. I think you
The
like to
people
be
I'm
upset.
waking up the listeners as well, because there are people listening, and I don't want them to fall into a trance or fantasy when you should be keeping it
Why
real.
would they?
Thank you.
Why would they fall into a fantasy?
Well, because
Oh
that's what
my
you're
god!
putting forward. The very idea that you could have a tattoo, that some kind of mark
Not
on your right shoulder. You don't know how you got there, but it could have been I was abducted. Really, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in fantasy world. Come on now. Yeah,
perhaps.
most certainly. There's no perhaps
In
about it.
your opinion, you know what? In your opinion, you're
It's what you
correct. So
display, ladies and gentlemen. It's what you're
I'm
displaying,
not
ladies.
going to I'm not going to argue with you because, in
No,
your
I'm not
opinion,
arguing
you're
with you
correct.
either. I'm just stating that I don't accept what you put forward. It's hard to digest. That's all.
Jen, just please, just relax a tiny bit.
I'm absolutely chilled. I can raise my voice now and again, but I'm chilled at the same time.
No, I get you. We've spoken many times, but
Yeah, of course we have. Yeah, it's just left
I'm
lane
not.
had to come in. Left lane had to come in with an insult. That's left lane, or whatever
I,
his name
I
is.
didn't insult. I just said that don't quit shitting
Shut
on her
up.
story, man.
Shut up, you lemon. Don't open your
You
mouth when I'm
shut up.
talking.
I
You
am
shut
not.
up.
Shut up. Don't open
I
your
am.
mouth when I'm talking, boy.
I am
Yeah, go
not
ahead.
offended. Just so you know, I'm not offended
Okay, yeah, I'm not out to
whatsoever.
offend you. I'm not out to offend you. I'm just stating
so
that what you put forward, I find hard to digest. That's all. Carry on.
this this is the first time that I've heard her speak in this Discord server. And I was just asking a very broad
I like.
question.
Yeah, I like to answer questions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
I was
like to
just
ask them.
asking about your point of view on conspiracies. So then I said, "Do you believe in aliens?" And you said yes. And my next, remember, you can always decline to answer anything you want.
Of
But
course.
what about the moon landing? Did that happen?
Um. No. Not with. Not the way that they said it did. I'm pretty sure. This is just guessing, in my opinion.
Okay, so
To
you're
clarify,
guessing. You're guessing. Okay, so you don't feel they went. Why do you say that? Why do you say that they
I
didn't go?
wasn't there. I wasn't there, and the evidence is suspicious.
Okay, what evidence would you say you find suspicious? What evidence?
Uh, the fact that people went through the Van Allen radiation belt and
Okay.
out there on
That's a
the
perfectly rational position to hold. I hold that position myself. So thank you very much.
I'm
So
glad.
we can get to
I'm
some agreements and acceptability with what you say. Yeah, I agree with that. The radiation belt, it's because what's been said by the experts about the radiation belt is that it's instant debilitating death. So there's no way they could have gone through there. Thank you very much. But carry
Uh,
on anyway.
yeah, I will actually take it a step further and say I don't even know if the Van Allen radiation belt exists.
I would agree with you on that as well. Yes,
If it
that's
does
true.
exist as it's described, then
Mm.
it would be completely just detrimental to the entire
Mission,
rock,
mission.
rock, yeah, mission.
What would happen if they went through it, Andrew?
You can shield
They would be going through a
machine,
microwave
like,
for 3,000 miles. That's what would happen.
but living tissue, I don't think. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
So,
Everyone's missed what I said. It's instantaneous,
so
debilitating
we,
death.
okay, you said that.
Instantaneous. That
You say
means
it
you die.
again.
No, no, no.
Say it three
I'm
times.
talking. Don't talk when I'm talking.
You're
Thank
just saying
you.
the same thing,
I'm
man.
talking. Shut
I
up.
just
Because you
want
don't seem to be acknowledging. So I'm going to carry on. It's
to.
instantaneous, debilitating death levels. That means you die instantly. Thank you. Instantly.
Okay, well, I'll make sure and check that, verify it myself
Yeah, check
personally.
it. Go to
And
NOAA,
I'll
National
It's like
Oceanic and
it's
Atmospheric
like getting a
Administration.
dental X-ray. Is what it's like.
No, it's
oh yeah,
not. It's instantaneous death levels.
it's a little more
Instantaneous.
intense than that, I think.
That's what the experts have said.
It's like going,
250,
according to Jen, it's like going through a bug zapper.
2,500 rems of radiation, ladies and gentlemen. You will not be living there. You die instantly. 2,500 rems of radiation
It's like
will kill you
you're gone.
instantly. Instantly.
Struck by lightning, and lightning that gets hotter than the surface of the sun. and survived it. So
Well, we're talking about radiation, something totally different. They said you would die instantly. That's what they said. The experts.
No, that's not what they say, Jen.
It's what they say.
they
Instantaneous,
who are they?
debilitating,
Not what they say.
instantaneous death.
What they
Those are the
say
words
is
they
they
use.
they
I'm
went in
using
and
their words. I'm quoting the
come on,
experts.
Jen. Come on, Jen.
No, come on,
Let other people
You're
talk,
lying.
man. Let other people talk.
I'm
So
letting you
what
talk.
they
Don't say
say,
I'm saying. Don't say I'm wrong when I'm quoting.
what
Thank you.
they say is they went through the weakest area of it. They went through it at a very high velocity and in a short period of time. And it was like getting exposure, like getting 3 or 4 dental x-rays was their exposure.
Yeah, that's what you say, ladies and gentlemen, but the
No,
experts
that's
have
what they
told us
say.
that
That's
they
what
went
they
through the
say.
middle. No, ladies and gentlemen, the course they took, the translunar injection or trajection, took them through the thickest part of the Van Allen radiation belts. They couldn't have gone through the poles because they don't have control. Left, right, turn left, turn left. It would have wasted fuel and time. It's a very tight schedule. They never went, ladies and gentlemen, but the course they show us, and NASA's got all the maps, as they supposedly orbited the Earth twice to get the translunar injection trajection, it took them through the thickest part of the Van Allen radiation belts.
Oh, you
Right,
know
and then
that
I know
too.
they
Then.
said they
Okay.
went there so
Please,
quickly,
if I may.
they went there so fast that they wouldn't have, it wouldn't have posed a problem. But that's a lie, because the levels of
Jen,
the radiation within those belts, if they're there, are instantaneous depth levels.
okay, you're gonna say it again.
2,500
Say it
rems
fucking again,
will kill
Jen.
you.
You're gonna have to calm down, or you're gonna get moderated, man.
I'm very calm. Don't you worry, mate. This
Okay,
is me calm at the moment.
I was asking the lady, Zephyr,
Yeah, go ahead.
because
Go on,
I
ask
was
the lady.
asking her. I asked her about
T.
aliens, and then I asked about the moon landing, and then everyone else pounced in very quickly. And
No, I was trying to defend so the
You,
y'all,
thank you,
you and
thank
her
you,
to
but that
continue your conversation. It was very interesting.
it's very
Yes.
unnecessary for you to defend me, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah, stop defending the white knight there. Shut up and get off your horse. But
come
carry
on,
on, young lady, anyway.
I've never even met
No,
her.
it wasn't necessarily. No, you're perfectly.
He's
You're
being a gentleman, at
perfectly
least.
sure it wasn't
No,
that.
I'm one of the most. I'm one of the
I was
ones who
just
respects
enjoying
women of the highest.
before you
I
got there.
respect women of the highest level. Don't worry about that. I mean, I'm born from women,
So
so don't be
I
giving that nonsense. It's just that when I hear nonsense, I'm going to call it out, regardless who
I
you
was
are.
asking her point of view on it, and she gave
Yeah,
somewhat of an answer. I think she was probably trying to elaborate a bit more. And
yeah. I
unless
just
she
happen
was
to give you the numbers. That's all.
Maybe later.
okay.
I
I'm
gave you the
down.
numbers. That's all. Gave you the numbers. That's all I did.
Yeah, and for
Oh.
me,
Which one? What were the numbers?
Oh, yeah, 2,500 rems between the belts as you go through. And the experts have said that that level is instantaneous depth levels. But no one seems to acknowledge what I say or digest, because I'm quoting the experts. I'm not pulling it out of my own head. These are the experts speaking, and I gave you the source. National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. And if you go to the book called NASA Really Mooned America by Ralph Renee, you will see that NASA did not have the required shielding to protect themselves from that level of radiation. But carry on, please do.
So from what I'm gathering, you're very much a materialist, and like science. You think science is like settled
Oh,
fact.
no, uh, no, that's not my position. My position is science can prove things, especially if we use the scientific method. All I'm stating is that NASA could never have gone to the moon because it would be a second law of thermodynamics violation. I asked you what evidence that you found was suspicious. You happened to mention the radiation belts. I happened to agree with you and then gave you the numbers to that radiation belt. And then left
I
lane
acknowledge
seems
it.
to want to have
We
jumped in there
agreed.
somewhere. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we agreed and acknowledged it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's right. Yeah,
So
exactly. So it's only left lane that keeps interjecting to make me out as the bad guy, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm the
you're
good guy. And then hang on a minute, please. And when people don't acknowledge what I say and they want to go off on a tangent, I say, hold on a second. I did say instantaneous depth levels. When that means you die instantly. There is no time to soak up. There is no conversation to be had. You're dead. Thank you. Understand the language that's being used. Right, that's the end of the Apollo mission. You can't go through the belts. You will die instantly. But yet they said they went. And Left Lane is trying to offer up. They went through the safest route with the least radiation, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't go to space at all. And the images that NASA gives us for their trajectory took them through the thickest part. You've only got to go and look for yourself, and you will see what I'm saying is correct. And you're going to hear that. Remember the name Left Lane and go on the other lane. Carry on. Thank you.
Okay, so
Ew, I found
yeah.
the volume settings. Volume settings are good. Yay.
All right, my next question for you, ma'am, is: do you believe in the modern conceptual understanding of evolution?
I think mutation is a thing. I don't know if I believe the story of like I think that there was probably some weird thing that happened to humans maybe a long time ago or in some other way that we're not totally informed on, because there's a lot in the genetic code of humans that is pointing towards that.
Yeah, that's a very complicated question for a lot of people to answer, even
Yeah.
people that are well versed in it. And I'm just
I have
asking.
a daughter that has Turner syndrome, so I actually did a lot of research about genetics. So
What is that?
Turner syndrome is it's a mutation where basically the last set of your chromosomes is your sex chromosomes. With guys it's XY, with girls it's XX. So there's like a default X on that pair, but it is basically like an instance of that second X of my daughter, or maybe it would have been a Y, but probably not. So girly. Did not properly replicate, and so she was without that information the whole second half of her last chromosome pair. And it basically meant that she would stay a little girl forever unless she had hormones, which luckily we live in a age where they could like synthesize bioidentical hormones for her, and she didn't have to take cow hormones or anything like that. And so relatively no negatives, other than sterility. No grandkids unless adopted, but I don't really care.
Okay, that's very interesting. Because I have met some women who never developed breasts.
Yeah,
They're
well,
just. I think
very
that's
yeah.
associated.
But if they didn't have their period, that would be a real clue.
Oh,
Ah, right. Okay, good. I just wanted to say something. With regarding the evolution thing, obviously I don't accept that. But what my fear is this, is that the idea that they're trying to link us to monkeys has led, thank you very much, has led to injections that contain.
But
okay.
Was it an
we
inside
can
job?
definitely
That's the question. Was it an
um,
inside job?
quite a lot, yes.
Okay.
Most definitely on some level, especially yeah. I'll there's a lot of evidence that points that way, including some personal periphery information regarding like 3-letter agencies.
Yes. Good answer. Good answer. Excellent answer.
But the how I came by this information, you wouldn't like the story thereof, because for one, it's secondhand. Some of it, quite a
That's
lot of
okay.
it, because
We're
I
listening. Just let us
obviously I
know.
wasn't there. But
Yeah, explain.
someone
Go
that
ahead, man.
was
We're listening. We're
there,
listening.
someone that was peripherally involved. Basically, I worked for a photographer, and she was dating the illegitimate son of one of the oil sheikhs, the Saudis, and who married. Well, he was married, and he had a mistress that was British. She was from UK, and they had a son. But and though he was illegitimate, like the guy, he was a diplomat, like to the UK, and so he spent a lot of time away from his home country, and the son kind of bounced back and forth because he would spend time with the family in Saudi Arabia. And so she started dating him. She lived in New York, and they had made a trip there, and she met him, and he invited her to go over. And she's a photographer and high fashion. She had some photo shoots to do for Vogue in somewhere in Europe. I don't know the specifics, but basically she ended up going and spending time. There was like parties and things like that, and there was like government people that were there, like high up people, like a couple that basically like all the countries knew who they were, and like when they came in they were like, oh shit, our economy is gonna collapse like shortly, because that's what happened. And like I think that there was stuff going on because the Great White Brotherhood, have you ever heard of them? As far as like
Not me.
if you're a conspiracy, it's like one of those like Illuminati-ish type
You said
secret
the Great
society.
White Brotherhood?
Yes, the Great White Brotherhood. There are
I've never.
still like a fork that exists in the US, but like it's really turned more into like a popcorn cult like view now than it was back whenever it was serious big, like during the time of MK Ultras and stuff.
That's
But
okay.
yeah,
The Great White Brotherhood in Theosophy and New Age beliefs refers to a spiritual hierarchy of perfected, quote unquote, ascended masters who guide human
yeah.
evolution.
The
These
Council of
masters.
the Nine, like it's like, yeah, pretty deep rabbit hole. But there's a lot of
Yeah.
information out there that there wasn't like back whenever I heard this story. There was nothing until just recently, really, that has
Well, this
come
is
out
actually.
about it.
Thank you for educating me on this topic. I'm going to put that as a
Bookmark.
thing to watch later thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was just reading this off of just doing a quick internet search, and the last sentence of it says the quote unquote white refers to the white light of their auras, not race.
yeah, yeah. But
Interesting.
also, yeah, there's also like I don't know. They're not that white. They're like dark. They're dark.
Okay.
It just they're. It's kind of like the Patriot Act, you know.
All right. Yeah,
It's
there's.
just a name.
I, yeah, that's interesting. I am not trying to quiz you on every single freaking thing
No, but
that
it's
there is,
fun.
but I
I'm enjoying it, and I love to answer questions. Like I said, I mean, like I said, I'm more than happy to answer questions. Sometimes I might have to formulate and like because I have some pretty my existence is pretty fascinating. Like I can't like complain about any of my life. It's been nothing but interesting, and always something new and different. And I'm a creative person, so but it's
Yeah.
not.
How old are you
I'm
now?
creating my reality.
How old are you now?
I'm 48. Almost, I'll be 49 in August, early
Okay. Yeah.
August.
I'm 64. So okay, fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
Jim
it.
is
my
very
boyfriend's
unique.
older than you. My boyfriend's older than you.
That's
Okay.
all right. Good luck.
Well, that's all right. Jin is you were born in the UK.
Yep.
You're Muslim. You're black,
Yep.
and you're currently living in Japan.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm a non-practicing Muslim because I
Well, okay. Well, I'm
don't
just
pray
saying
5 times a
you're
day.
very, very
I do have
unique.
a yeah. I am
Do
very
you
unique.
still fast, even though you're
Yes,
not
I'm
practicing?
just breaking my fast now. Exactly. Ramadan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
I
that.
actually I simultaneously, spontaneously, my friend Mohammed, like, it just so happened the last couple of years we fasted together. I could do like 72-hour water only. Uh, I eat pretty good before I start it, but
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah,
I have
yeah,
stage 4 breast cancer. But it was also, that was why it was important too, because I needed a good cleanse through, and it was a good time for it.
yeah.
I just went intuitionally. It just so happened that it happened around the same time. My friend Mohammed should be almost finishing his too. Hey,
Yeah.
his
Well,
name is Ken.
I hope Allah
Uh,
removes that cancer from your body.
yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm already feeling much better over the last like 2 weeks, especially the last week, the most actually. But it's been
Yeah.
about 2 months since my diagnosis, or
Well, here in
we,
Japan, I've been here 27 years, and in that time, I have met 4 women, different occasions, that had and they were diagnosed with breast cancer, and they were considering having it removed. And I said, no, don't do that, because from what I've
no.
understood and what I've researched, that women who do have their breast removed do feel a little incomplete, and they have forever being depressed. Okay, so there is such a thing as chemotherapy now, where they can go in. It's not so invasive with
Well,
the cables and that, and they actually burn away the cancer, and you still got your breast. So I directed them to those clinics, and they
Well, what's
showered me
really
with gifts.
interesting is I actually, like, it's metastatic and it's moved into my bones in like 2 areas of my body particularly, and then there's a few little tiny hot spots that already are gone by now. I don't even feel them, and the 2 major spots were also where I happened to be injured. Like, I injured myself, so apparently the cancer was like there, and I probably injured myself, like, because there was something weak there, and then it wasn't healing. And I had a lump for like 7 years,
Right.
but it wasn't painful. I didn't have any of the like oozing nipples or any weird shit like that. And it was moving. It wasn't getting any bigger. It was moving closer to the surface. Like, my body was gonna reject it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
still pretty sure that my body will eventually reject the lump that's on my breast, and they don't want to biopsy it, because
No.
what they do whenever you're in stage 4 is they go the farthest place from the originating breast cancer, and they do a biopsy there. So what they did is they drilled into my hip bone and to the marrow, and I I woke up in the middle.
Holy
The
shit! That's like a fucking horror movie.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. I was still twilight. I was still out like enough, but I was still able to talk. And I said, "Ow, that friggin' hurt." And I like, the doctor was like, I heard her gasp a little bit, and then I'm sure she was looking, like, making eye contact with the friggin' anesthesiologist, and she said, "You're gonna need to turn that up a little bit." And I said, "I'm fine. I'm not moving. Get it done." And they just drilled
Yeah,
in.
waking up in the middle of a surgery, I've had that happen one time because I had to have surgery on my left hand,
Yeah.
and they asked me, "Do you want like a full, like just completely under anesthesia, or like a partial, which means you could actually wake up, but you won't be able to speak very well, and you'll probably just go back to sleep
Yeah.
within a couple of seconds." And then I saw what they were doing to my fucking hand, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm going back to sleep."
See, and I'm glad that there was no way they had me, like, there was a like shield, and she was down on my lower half, and my upper half was like nice in a little cocoon, but with the anesthesiologist across the divider, I guess. Like, anesthesiologist was up by my head and the doctor was down by my hip on the opposite side of my body. And yeah, it was interesting, but it wasn't unbearable. Honestly, I've had toothaches that hurt worse.
Okay. That's
But I also push boundaries a lot. I think it's important for people to push boundaries and push back against trespassing. And you know, I didn't have good boundaries like for the majority of my life, which is why it's a really good idea. And my life has changed since I'm on the path of unconditional love as well, which is kind of, yeah, I had to figure out all me first, because if you don't love yourself, that's not going to last long.
well, I was going to ask you another question, but I think I already know the answer because we were talking about psilocybin earlier.
Well,
I'm going to skip
yeah,
over
oh yeah.
and other things. So, what is your opinion about? Fuck it, I'm just going to do it right now. Flat Earth.
I think it is all the shapes simultaneously, and I think that each of us has our own experience of this plane of reality, and whatever works. It's not really that important to me.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
I
If you're
have a
hang on,
problem with being lied to, but I don't know that people know that they're lying about it, or it's even relevant. I have more
okay, well, the
important things to
question is
think
this
about.
then, right? Hang on, if you're given the dimensions to the Earth's oblateness, the curvature and the circumference, and they give you the numbers, don't you think logically you should be able to measure that to confirm whether or not they're telling us the truth?
We live in a dynamic system, and I don't know. I'm
You're not
not.
answering my question. You're not answering my question. The question
I don't think
was,
I can.
if you are given the numbers, let me give you the numbers: 24,901 miles circumference. With that comes the radius of 3,959 miles. So with those two
Can you
numbers,
give it to me in writing? I could figure it out if you gave it to me in writing, and I could look at it.
hang on.
Maybe
Look, I don't have to do that.
if you.
Just listen. I'm listening to
Gene,
you.
she's
Just
trying to
listen
help.
to me.
She's
Hang
trying
on a
to
minute. I'm
answer
not going to
your
go
question.
long. I'm definitely not going to go long. Definitely not. You've been given
No, I
two
mean
numbers.
just like I'm a
Listen.
visual learner like
Oh,
that.
blimey.
Sorry,
I'm trying to get this question to you, and I'm just getting interruptions. Please listen to the
I know,
question.
but for me to keep track of it, all those numbers, I
It's
need to
not
see
difficult.
them.
It's not difficult. I'll ask you again.
For
If
you,
you've been
everybody's
if
not
you okay, I'll
you.
use these words. Hang on. If you've been given the specifications to the earth on its size, by rights, we should be able to measure and confirm and validate that number. Should we not?
Perhaps, yeah. I don't know.
Well, it's
I'm
easy,
not.
isn't it? Because the distinct shape says that the Earth is curving, isn't it? It's an oblate spheroid. Do you agree or
If you
disagree?
believe that, yeah, I suppose.
No, I
Maybe.
don't believe that. I did for 48 years. I now know different. I'm trying to help you along. I'm trying to say to you that
I'm
should we be
fine.
able
You
to
don't need to
measure?
help me. I don't disagree with you. I think that your reality is exactly as valid as anybody else's when it comes to that subject. And I'm not really that invested in it to want to
Yeah, but the
try
question
to
was put
push
to
it.
you. So do you feel that the Earth is indeed a ball, or do you think it's flat? That was the question, really.
I'm aiming more towards Calabayu shaped, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I
that's
do not
why.
know. I have not
Hang
done
on.
surveying. I haven't done
Right.
surveying because
Okay.
I don't know. I like that shape, and I
Well,
think it's
but then
potentially
liking a
all the
shape
shape.
isn't. Look, you can like a shape, but if you're not living on the shape, well, you're not living in reality.
It's
What I'm
all
trying to say is this.
fine.
Hang on. What I'm trying to say to you is this: if they've given us the numbers to the oblate spheroid ball, and we go out to try and measure that curvature, and we're finding no curvature at all, what are we supposed to deduce? But say it is flat, isn't it? Because we're not able to measure the curvature, and
Well, the universe
the rate of
allegedly is
curvature
flat,
can.
so
Hang on, let me
yeah.
finish, please. The rate of curvature cannot be found, and industry isn't considering or using that curvature. They rely on the flat earth. Flat earth is measured flat and utilized flat. That's what's actually going on as we speak right now. Okay, that's all.
Okay, I that's fine with me. I don't
Yeah, thank
disagree.
you. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm trying to say, is that we should be able to
I just
confirm
say
and
that
prove
I
that.
think there's more. I think there's more to it. is all. That's all, and it doesn't negate your truth
Oh yeah, I
whatsoever.
mean, there's lots
So
of things going on the flat Earth, but regarding its shape, the shape they've given us doesn't exist, and I do not know the shape of the Earth. All right, I don't know the shape of the Earth. I know it's not an oblate spheroid, and the surface that I dwell on, that there is horizontal, no curving.
I
As
know
for
a
its
lot of the
shape, I
stuff when
don't
you
know.
look out there looks like it is as well, but
It's measuring. The thing is, I've actually measured it, so we know it's measuring flat. It's not actually curving. I know that. That's not theory. It's not a guess. It's not a maybe or speculation or an assumption. It is a fact of statement that the Earth is
if
indeed
you were an
measured
ant,
and utilized flats.
if you were an
Yeah.
ant, like it would be like similar, like if you're on top of a like huge
No,
sphere.
actually, it wouldn't. No, actually, you would be able to measure curvature even if you were an ant, because if you've got a ball Earth and you go 1 degree, that would be 1 degree of curvature that you will measure. Doesn't matter your size. I'm not
Jim,
going to accept that at all. Sorry.
Spheres have infinite points.
Again, infinite, I don't accept, because to know infinite, how would I come back and tell everybody? Oh, it's infinite. How would I know that? I wouldn't be back. I don't do those kind of silliness. I deal with hardcore facts, empirical
Well,
evidence.
you could
That's it.
start with plank length. I mean, and move up.
Sorry. Yeah, well, that's
Plank
right. That's
length
all.
and move up.
Yeah, let's move on to that. Yeah, let's move on. Move on. Yeah, exactly. So there we are.
Up,
Earth
up
is
to
measured
that.
flat, and it's provable. So for all those who are wondering, you can remain in fantasy la la land if you like, but you can actually prove it. That's the point I'm making. It's not beyond your capability to prove whether or not the Earth is flat. It's just
okay,
not
so
out
that
of your.
was just one of the. I guess this did actually turn into a bit of an interview, which I didn't actually intend on
So
doing at the
cool.
beginning.
I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was fun.
Right on. And yeah, that was one of the final questions. But what is
To be
your.
an atheist. I
What
used to
was
be an
your.
atheist.
Okay.
I decided when I was 14, I like pretty much like had investigated like Christianity through my friends and by reading the Bible several times. I had OCD as a kid, so I read the dictionary, I read encyclopedias, I read anything that I could read. I was like, literally, my mom taught me how to read and write by the time I was 3. So, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere, and so TV exploration outside and reading, that was what I did, and playing by myself. And I had friends in the neighborhood, but it was really small town. It was like I had a boy best friend, girl best friend, and then school. And it was like a school of 30 kids, kindergarten through 6th grade, 2 classrooms. And yeah. So by the time I was 14, we had moved to a bigger city. Like it was not even a big city, it was just like small town. But to me, it was like culture shock, because when you live in a like small town, you don't get to choose your friends. You're just friends with who is available to be your friend. And there's no like judgment. There's no hierarchies or judgment. People that are like in 6th grade are still like hanging out and having lunch or playing with the 1st and 2nd graders. Kindergartners are all out. Friggin' everybody's like, it's almost like family at that point, because everybody's parents, and it's like very intimate, like community group as far as that goes.
I totally understand that because of my upbringing, which I'm not going to get
But I
into at
grew
the
up
moment.
in the middle of nowhere, and my first influence of religion was actually there was a very religious couple that owned a ranch, and my dad was friends with them, and we would go out and go arrowhead hunting on their property, ride horses. We butchered our own meat, and so like I was participating in all of those activities.
And was that
And
in the Albuquerque area
it was in
or
Lindrith.
adjacent?
It was a place that I lived. Whenever I said I lived near Dulce, it's like kind of between Los Alamos and Santa Fe, but it's out in the middle of the desert, like pretty much J19. It's like out in a sandy wash and sagebrush, hills, sand, horny toads, tarantulas, rabbits.
Horny toads and tarantulas. All right.
and rattlesnakes. I
Just
mean,
enough
like,
snakes. Yep.
and like I had the best childhood, like you could imagine, other than like I was incredibly scared of the dark, and everything else was great because I had like freedom. I had like somewhat autonomy. My parents were really young when they had me, and my dad got the job. Like basically, he worked for a natural gas company, and because grandma started dating a guy who worked for El Paso Natural Gas, and got the job even though he didn't graduate from high school, and he like puts capital letters in the middle of words, and not like the brightest. He was not good in school. He knows how to add and subtract in his head, basic math, but he didn't understand Pythagorean theorem, and he thought it was a ridiculous way to do an equation to figure anything out. He was like, "That's not how I would do it." But he was also like a covert narcissist and emotionally stunted, like 3 years old. His grandma was a gold digger and cheated and abandoned my dad's half brother with my grandpa, and my grandpa raised the kids himself, both of them, as if they were both his kids. And my dad was 3 whenever they got divorced, and it just was real. It was hard for him, I guess. I'm just so glad that I found out this information because for years and years and years and years, I thought that there was something wrong with me, like that he couldn't love me, like because I was unlovable. So I had daddy issues. Sense, right? Stripper at some point later. Yeah, kind of cliche, but definitely. So by the time I was 14, I realized I was a friggin' guy daddy was like ridiculous. I was like, nah, there's no way, because there was too many things that I saw, like, and it just didn't make sense. It's like there's not somebody like watching me all the time. Ironically, it turns out to be the exact opposite. But I didn't really like. I was always kind of like into. I felt very drawn to occult stuff, like, and I was basically read every science fiction, fantasy. I read Omni magazines. I read, yeah, every Bible that I could get my hands on of every religion, um, just out of curiosity and fascination. And I like history and all that stuff too. But
Well, I think you're in the right place because
yes,
this
what's
is a
really
pretty common subject that gets brought up, and I actually
well,
have a. Go ahead.
whenever I had, when I was like 28, I had my Saturn return, and I had an experience which changed everything. Because I basically wasn't even thinking about anything like higher, like above, like just figuring out what I was going to do with my life. And it was starting to get, like, oh, geez, I'm almost 30. I really probably should be thinking about like what I want to do with my life, like the rest of it. And so I started like, I read like some, like, What Color Is Your Parachute? I read a book that was The Art of Profiling by Dan Carem. He was a former FBI profiler, and the first, like, basically, like, when you first read through the book, your job is to like profile yourself. And so I did that, and always like Enneagram, like things like that, quiz online, like what is your personality type, blah, blah, blah. I'm like trying to find out about my, like, what makes me work, what I might be good at, what I might, what are my options. And then all of a sudden, it felt like someone touched my forehead, like literally touched my forehead. And it was like a movie scene almost in my mind. Of course, it's my imagination, somewhat at least, because my eyes were closed. It felt also very much more real than reality usually feels as well. But it felt like a beam of light came out of my forehead, and like blinding light shooting out like a laser. But I didn't see that. My eyes were closed. That's what it felt like was happening. And basically, I realized in that moment that that was God and God was real, and like, whoa. And about 5 minutes later, after being stupefied and just in the, it's like, wow, awe. Awe is the word, I think, proper word, um, for that feeling.
Something like that. But you
Uh,
are a
then
mother.
I
You said
realized then I realized I understood the theory of relativity about 5 minutes later, but I understood it in a way that I couldn't do the equation, like I know what the equation is and I understand that, but it was like I didn't really have any science knowledge really, other than like electronics and like intro to physics, and that was like mostly thermodynamics. So
you're speaking my language now. I have a degree in electronics, and
yeah, I took AC and DC in the same semester because it was self-paced classes for the Intel program, semiconductor manufacturing.
yeah, I try to hold back when it comes to that
Nerdy
topic.
stuff. Yeah,
Well, no,
it's like
trust me.
like
There's a bunch of nerds. Let's see, is Wesley here? Wesley is
it's
here.
hard.
He's an
It's
electrical
hard.
engineer.
I love electricity, and actually, like, it's a fun fact. My mom, she basically had electricity pass through her body from her arms all the way down into her feet. Whenever I was in the 3rd trimester in her belly, she just told me about this last year. Like, but it makes sense that I'm a little weird.
I don't think you're sounding weird at all, considering the majority of the stuff that's being spoken about and presented here in this Discord channel is very, if you want to call it nerd, then if someone calls me a nerd, I'm going to say thank you. But
Yeah. I like that. Now, regarding electrolysis, they have that here in Japan as a therapy when you go to the public baths or the onsens, what you might call saunas in places, right? And you go
Yeah,
into
you can
this
get the hair
pool
removed.
and you get a gentle pulsating electric current through all your limbs, yeah? It's to improve circulation, especially those who may be suffering with arthritis or have injuries that are healing up and or stiffening up. And you go into the
Yeah,
water's warm,
stimulates
and you lie
nerves.
there, and
Great.
then you get like a pulsating electric shock through you. Brrr, lasts like 3 seconds and release. 2-3 seconds and release. So that's quite interesting. That's quite nice.
Yeah, it's at certain frequencies. You can actually have a machine that you can like hook up to various parts of your body, and you can change the pulse frequency and amplitude. Pretty.
Yeah,
It's like a tens
it's a
machine.
it's
yeah,
amazing because the electric passes through the water, and then you contract it through your body. Really good.
it's a pulse frequency modulation, and
Yeah,
that's the way it's
You can
described.
hook one up. You can hook one up to one person and one hook up to the other person, and you can actually like shock each other. Pretty fun.
Yeah, I have one. It's all called the megometer. I've got 2 of them, but yeah, you can test that as well.
so your
Yeah, and I have
body
a frequency.
involuntarily.
I have an old school frequency generator too. You'd probably love that.
Yeah. So involuntary contractions. That's what's happening then. It's really good because you just lie down, right? And the water's warm, it's there, flowing all the time, and then you for a couple of seconds,
Yeah, it's external
and you do that for like
stimulated.
20 minutes, 30 minutes therapy, and then move on.
My next
Yeah.
question for her is: can men get pregnant?
No, it's usually the other way around. And parthenogenesis usually works the other direction. But there are creatures that have sword fights, like tapeworms, but
Okay,
they're a fluke.
can humans, get pregnant?
I think that there might be some sort of technology that, but why would you do that? I mean, it probably your body is not built to accommodate that.
Right.
And I think the amount of things that you'd have to do to make that even like remotely possible, why not just do something artificial instead if you're going to do that, or like have a surrogate, like for reals?
Right. Okay.
You could simulate it, pretty effectively, like virtual reality and like maybe some extra weights and things, and who knows what kind of nervous stimulation that you would have to like figure out, but you could probably somewhat simulate it. But I don't think for real.
The
No.
answer's no, love. It's no.
They've done it with mice though, so it is. I just don't think it's something that people should be even thinking about as a possibility.
They've done what with
Reality.
mice? They've done what with mice?
They've like implanted embryos and like sort of a makeshift womb into male mice. Like
Really?
basically, yeah. That was actually like quite a long time ago too, like 20 years or more on my timeline.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, well, it's all available, publicly available information, unless it's been wiped from the internet.
And I am not trying to create a highly controversial, disputable type of environment when I'm asking these questions, but I am asking you a lot of these hard-hitting questions that are basically the talk of the town everywhere all the
Oh,
time.
it's like a poll. You're doing a poll. I'm being polled.
No, no, these are just, it's the first time I've spoken with you, therefore I'm going to be asking, just trying to understand your mindset. And so far, 2 thumbs up. Okay.
Cool. Right on. You have
You'll have
both
to
thumbs.
forgive. You have to forgive Andrew. He's like Pinocchio. He's trying to be a real boy. He's going to be a real boy one day, aren't you, Andrew?
Yeah, one day.
I don't have to forgive
Never.
him. He doesn't have anything to be sorry for whatsoever.
Wish upon a star. That's what I'm going to be looking towards. Anyways,
I have lots of stars, actually. I'll give you a gold star if you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope.
anyways,
I have lots of stars, actually. I'll give you a gold star if you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope.
here's
I
my next
do
question.
art.
I do too. I paint and draw.
I do too, and I build three-dimensional objects and remodel furniture and clothing.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean, I work in construction and I'm a teacher, so
Yeah, me too, but only like handy person. But that can be fun and creative. I did do a few murals in my day.
so my next question for you. Again, this is going to be the last one I have for you for the time being.
Oh, okay. That's good.
What is the most controversial subject that you've been conspiratorial or not? What is the most controversial subject that you have been looking into as of late?
As of late, okay, you saved me on that one.
I mean,
As of
don't go
late,
back to like something like 35. Like, oh, JFK. Like, who gives a shit. That's
well, I took quite a dive into the Epstein files. Also vicariously through other reporting, people that actually went through it more thoroughly than they had cared to do, and good references posted in their notes of their videos. But yeah, it's probably most controversial, and it goes deep. Another one probably would be the symbology, like archetypical symbology that is used by Hollywood. That one was fairly recently. Have you ever seen The Island? Oh my god, it's like
Epstein Island. Yeah, it's not as impressive as
no,
I thought it was.
the movie that's called The Island.
Oh,
And
Leonardo DiCaprio.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
and it is in it's in the Epstein files.
no way. What?
Yes, I'll post a video in the back. Let me go grab it. I'll be right
Okay.
back. Because you're gonna like, yeah, you're gonna go, what? It's pretty deep. I got the best guy. He's like really good quality video back. Let me go grab it. I'll be right
Okay.
back. Because you're gonna like, yeah, you're gonna go, what? It's pretty deep. I got the best guy. He's like really good quality videos, and he's a real person. He does a lot of the video part, like using like media, other media from online, like
Yeah, it's not as impressive as I
no,
thought
no,
it
the
was.
movie that's called The Island.
Oh.
He's like really good quality videos, and he's a real person. He does a lot of the video part, like using like media, other media from online, like clips and things, and some of it is like filled in with like visuals that are probably AI generated, but they're not like off the mark. It's his voice is definitely a real human. So I mostly just listen because I'm doing other things.
Gotcha, and I'm looking forward
Really good
to.
title.
You can DM it to me.
Okay,
I
cool. I will do.
I did send you a DM if you haven't seen that yet. But either
Oh no,
way,
I haven't seen it. I don't ever like whatever's in front of me is what I'm paying attention to. Like attention wise, other than like keeping my hands busy and I might be like doodling or something, but
I gotcha.
my energy focused. I don't like surf the phone.
Gotcha, and I'm looking forward
Really good
to.
title.
You can DM it to me.
Okay, cool.
I did send you a DM if you haven't seen that yet. But either
Oh
way,
no, I haven't seen it. I don't ever like whatever's in front of me is what I'm paying attention to. Like attention wise, other than like keeping my hands busy and I might be like doodling or something, but my energy focused. I don't like surf the phone unless I'm just listening and not participating in a conversation because that would be rude.
your audio is pretty good for being on a phone. But
Yeah, I read my phone every day, and my phone is like actually almost out of memory. So
do you have a computer?
I do. I have a MacBook Pro. It's an older model, but it's functional, lots of memory, but I don't use it.
One of the things that takes up a lot of people's memory in their phones is pictures.
Yeah, I have a cloud storage. Google pay for it, so not really. And I'm good about my own. I manually do all of my own phone maintenance. Like, it doesn't do anything automatically because the machine elves are spiteful.
I can't talk against that one. But you did bring up the Epstein files, and some people who say, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but now there's all this information coming out in regards to Epstein and how the entire thing was orchestrated as a hoax.
Mossad, most definitely, and so was like Maxwell and her dad, like maybe even her sister too. From what I can tell, and my feelings of, but it's media too. You know, you really have to clean your inner mirror, polish it up, make sure that your bias is in check, and look at it. That's a lot. It's a lot to friggin' a lot of evidence, and a lot of it may just be psyop. Government injected, you know, like, oh, we're here, like they did with making the announcement about all of that money that they didn't know where it was right before 9/11. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's.
And then like, oh, coincidentally, the where all those records were so happened to be destroyed. Surprise, surprise! So convenient.
Yeah. They say the same thing about the moon landing, which
Yeah.
is stupid.
Well, and
But
I think that was like because that was a space race. It was like after the Cold War, we needed something to, you know, keep us all engaged and in a